All right. So, what's up, everybody? Your boy John Deere Man 22 here. Welcome back to another video here on the channel. So, today is April 29th, 2026, and as always, welcome back to the channel. Been on YouTube for 9 years now, and as always, welcome back to the channel. So, now let's get cracking right down the business. So, there has been a lot going on since the last time I was in here. Well, not a whole lot, I guess, but you guys get what I mean. Anyway, so obviously it is April 29th, and it's a Wednesday. You guys all know what that means. That FS25 Season 14 happens today. Well, I should say more of FS25 Season 14 happens today. And here is basically what is going to go down. So, basically what's going to happen for today is... So basically what's going to happen is I am going to finish up cutting beans on field 21. Then I'm gonna go ahead and try and get done with the then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and after I get done cutting beans, then of course I'm gonna have to get the old W4 out of the shed, hook it up to the grain auger. And I know you guys are thinking, hauling beans already and you just started harvest? Well, that's not technically what I'm gonna be doing. What I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be transferring the beans from the bin that I had just dumped the beans into the other bin, which is the 2404 flat bottom bin, which is the smaller one, which is probably what I should have used in the first place to put the beans in, because we did not really get that many beans off of the two fields I did, which were 7 and 20, which now field 20 isn't basically field 20 isn't part of the farm anymore. So basically all field 20 is basically now is someone else's field now to deal with. Not mine to deal with no more. That's probably a good thing, because I don't really feel like dealing with that kind of shit no more. You know? So, basically, yeah, that's just how things are going to technically go for the remainder of it, because then after I get done cutting beans, then I'll transfer the beans from the 2405 to the 2404. I know I should just leave the beans in that bin, and I'll deal with them next harvest. But sadly, I don't think I'll get around to another harvest, because trying to get around to another harvest in season 14 when there's was now going to be only 3 Wednesdays left, I'd have to really, and I mean really, cram things in, and I mean cram them in fast. Which means a lot of stuff is going to be going down. Which also means a second fuel cultivator. A second fuel cultivator? I know what you guys are thinking. I'm nuts. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am. I am nuts. But it has to be done. Why? Because without the second field cultivator, because I got two plows, two disc plows that is, which aren't very big, but they will do for the time being. And with only one planter and one air seeder, and I know I technically don't need a second air seeder because the air seeder I got already is big enough for the farm. But a second field cultivator wouldn't hurt to have. A second planter, probably not. Why? Because, well, a second planter would mean that you'd have to deal with putting all this in and that in. And then you have to find another tractor to run it. In which, in this case, there really isn't another tractor besides the 4755 that would be able to run it. So I'm just going to tell you guys right now that one planter is good enough. And one air seeder is good enough. The roller that I got, roller is fine because the roller is big enough for the farm now that it actually won't take near as long to roll some of the fields. So at least that's a good thing. So yeah, so that's technically how things are going to go for today. And we'll see how that goes. Obviously, trying to get all the crops in to the train station to get them sold is going to be quite the sucker, to say the least. Because there will at least be, maybe at the most, 2 wagon loads full of beans. Maybe not even that. Well, probably somewhat like that, but I doubt it. And then there'll probably be maybe 4 wagon loads full of oats, probably. So we'll see how far that goes. And then probably more than 4 loads of corn will probably come out of the bin at the main farm. So we'll see what happens. I, to be honest, can't tell you guys what is all going to happen with that. Because obviously I still got oats to combine yet after I get done with combining field 21. And then I also have to get around to doing the oat field with the 1688 and the 8400 and the 2670. And then after I get done with the oats, then I have to bring that combine back up to the yard, park it, jump in the 2188, and start off on that. I know you guys are thinking, that's going to be insane. I know. But I know, I technically can't run 2 combines. Because trying to run 2 combines at the same exact time is going to be kind of nuts. I know what you guys are going to say. It's not nuts, it's insane. But you guys are going to be right, because it's kind of insane that all that stuff is going to be going down. But we're going to see how much I can get around to in the episodes today. Now, obviously, this is going to be obviously, today I'm going to try and get at least 9 episodes made. Why I say 9 episodes is because for all the stuff that I've done, because for how many videos I've done for the past few Wednesdays, which I've only done maybe 8 episodes in total in the past 2 Wednesdays that I've been home doing FS25 season 14. And that's saying something, you guys, considering on how things have been for the past how many days and stuff like that. So, yeah, so we'll have to just wait and see what happens with that. I'm not gonna say nothing, because of how things have been for the past how many days and stuff like that. But anyway, some of you guys are going to ask what I have chosen for season 15. Ladies and gentlemen, I've looked at a few maps, a few U.S. maps. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a few U.S. maps that I have been looking at for U.S. maps. And some of you guys are going to be well, the Louisiana map was one of them. I know what I said about the Louisiana map, and I am not holding true to my word that I'd never play on that map. Louisiana is kind of more or less like the rice kind of area. So there isn't a whole lot of like corn and soybeans, I guess, grown in Louisiana, I guess. So, yeah. I really don't mind on that. So, because corn, beans, and oats are going to go on that map anyway, by the time you guys think about it. So anyway, and then I think there was 1 or 2 other maps that I looked at. Elm Creek 25. I looked at that map, so that's 2 maps I've looked at. Most of the other maps that I've looked at aren't really worth anything. Because kind of missing a few of the better maps to play on for FS25. I don't know what really is going to happen with season 15. I mean, I really don't know which map is going to get picked, whether it's going to be Elm Creek 25 or it's going to be the Louisiana map. Now, to me, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, that Elm Creek 25 is probably going to be locked in. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, Elm Creek 25. Why does Elm Creek sound familiar? Because, ladies and gentlemen, Elm Creek was the starting map for FS22 when FS22 season 5 was getting made. Well, in my head when FS22 came out and I had gotten it for Christmas. Finally got it uploaded. Finally got it downloaded. Then I couldn't play it until after we got moved to the farm, which is where some, if not most, of my 2022 vlogs ended up at. Obviously, the 2023 vlogs ended up back home again. But anyway, other than that, no more is going to be said about that. But anyway, so what the plan is I'm going to run on Elm Creek 25 as the starting map. I know what you guys are thinking. Running on Elm Creek to start the map. Yeah, to start Season 15. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on a minute. Ooh. Big old field cultivator. Holy shit. I'm pretty sure that's the Groats. Yes, that is. Because the Groats, I know, are the only ones that have big freaking field cultivators like... Oh, and he stopped. Can't stop there. So, anyway, but otherwise, I guess, the only reason why I say that Elm Creek 25, that map, is because, well, it's kind of about the right size. It's kind of about the right size for a decent combine. Probably about like the 2188, because the 2188 is going to actually return as the main combine. Now, obviously, I will have 3 headers to get with the combine because, well, the swathing head is going to have to get picked up by something. Probably I'll have to run the combine back down to the shop to get it. Then obviously the 2 Parker wagons will return. I'm not sure if the 8400 is going to start, and I'm pretty sure it's going to, which is probably what my estimental guess is that the 8400 is going to start in as one of the main starting tractors. And then probably not the 8950. It'll probably get reduced down to an 8930 or something like that. I think the 2670 is probably going to come back. And then obviously 4755 maybe will come back as well. So we'll have to just wait and see what happens. I can't tell you guys. We're going to have to just try it. See what happens. So, yeah. Yeah, we'll have to just see what happens. We can take stuff as it goes. But we'll see what the farm looks like when I get to it. But Elm Creek, I believe, is going to be locked in. Now, a lot of you guys are probably going to wonder if, for what you guys will probably have all called it Big Blue, which is the 976 Ford Versatile. Some of you guys are probably going to wonder if that tractor is actually going to come back or not. maybe, just maybe, it'll come back. But who knows? To me, I certainly don't. My grandpa, he just left. He's going to go and try and field cultivate over at my uncle's place and see if it's fit over there. It might be. It might just work out. We'll see how it goes. So, otherwise, other than that, I think that's going to do it for today. I will talk to you guys all when I get home today to do FS25 Season 14. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys all later. Bye for now.